You mentioned this idea of awakening and it being a period of awakening, and it's something that I've heard lots of people speak about, that we're in this period of awakening. If you're not involved in this kind of world, if you're not exposed to this stuff, or if you're a bit skeptical, you know, you could easily think like, you know, what is this woo-woo stuff? Everybody thinks it's their, you know, period of awakening or whatnot. Obviously, there's a lot of crazy things going on in the world. We've got AI, we've got World War III, we've got all these crazy things that could lead us into, you know, technology that could create paradise on Earth or hell on Earth equally easily within, you know, the next few years, if it's not already here. So yeah, maybe if you could just explain, what do you think is the significance of this period, and where we're going, and what does that awakening look like for individuals and for the collective?
Okay, so the way I see this is the world is a representation of the unconscious of the individual. And there is such a thing as the collective conscious because we're all connected. And what is playing out in the world at the moment is the collective consciousness, the unconscious, the aspects of ourselves that we don't like, the aspects of ourselves that we've suppressed, the aspects of ourselves that we do like. They're all manner of things. And in my understanding, the point of having an awakening happening, a mass awakening on the planet at this time, is to bring balance to the imbalance and to shift the planet and all of us into a new state of consciousness and awareness. Because we are in a time of evolution for our own species as human beings. And in that evolution, we are not going to grow another head, another arm. You know, it's not going to happen that way. Our evolution at this time is to bring more of the spirit into the body, more of the consciousness into the body, more of the vastness of our being, of our holiness, of our godliness, goddessness, godness into the body. Because all of our creative, all of our work, if you like, all of our creative outlets are God moving through our body and creating through us. We are all conduits, especially when we have that connection reconnected, which is what the awakening is. It's an awakening to reconnect to the source of what we are. So the mind has a habit, let's say, of disconnecting people from the source of what they are, or at least making people believe and think that they are disconnected from that source. In reality, everyone is always connected. But the difference is when you know that you're connected, you have a very different experience of life, and it connects you to your heart and helps you remember that you're a part of everything. So when there's so much violence, so much disconnection, so much war, so much hate, so much separation, so much confusion, so much delusion happening on a planet, the only way to bring that into balance is to awaken people to the fact that we are all connected. And then what can happen is the ripple effect of that remembering affects the hearts and minds of all those that are awakening. And they begin to work in service to the betterment, the evolution, to the truth of what humanity is for, being, not war, not hate, not fighting, not anger, not all these intense things. And through that ripple, which is like a wave coming through, imagine a huge wave coming across the surface of the earth. And in that wave is love, is awareness, is connection, is truth, is integrity, is honesty, is let's all work together for each other and for ourselves. Then essentially the whole ideas of war, of fighting, of anger, of this is mine and that's yours, and all the things that create separation, you know, skin color, religion, whatever it might be, get obliterated. There is, in that process of awakening, when all those layers are stripped away, when the slate is wiped bare, those things no longer have a hold. And through those aspects not having a hold, we unify. We become what we are supposed to be, the universe, the one song, the vibration that we all vibrate together in harmony. And that's what's coming. This is in the, I think it's in the Vedic text, in the yogic texts, that we are moving from Kali Yuga to Sat Yuga. Kali Yuga is the very intense, explosive time on the earth, which is where we're at now. We're in it now. We're coming through it, but I think it's got to get a bit worse before the balance really kicks in, because sometimes humanity has to unfortunately see things get really bad before they recognize something needs to change. I'm not wishing this on anybody. I'm not, you know, I don't believe that war is a good idea. I've never felt that it was good for anything ever in my entire life. And so we are moving from the chaos back into the harmony. But it's the yin yang, it's the hot cold, it's all the opposites that we experience as human beings that hold the balance. But we are at a tipping point essentially now, where more and more people are awakening, more and more people are shifting through this evolution, and the planet is also going through its own evolution. And when I was a child, I had this strong sense and vision of a world that was full of love, where everybody really loved each other, everybody took care of each other. And it came in, you know, when I was, well, before we went to America, I think, I don't know, 5 or 6, however old I was. And it's something that I haven't really let go of, is holding that vision for the earth, for everyone to be in harmony. And I do feel that's where we're heading. I don't know how long it's going to take. I mean, I do get a lot of downloads and information come to me. I'm quite psychic, very intuitive. And I've been given, you know, time frames of things, the next 2 years, for example, which I find a very short period of time, but apparently we're going to go through some massive changes from now until 2027, 28, that it's really going to, you know, going to ramp up. And through everything that I said today, I think the most important thing is that people go within themselves, that they find a way to go within, to trust their own intuition, to trust their own inner guidance, to trust their own visions and experiences, far more than anything that is being given to them on a screen. Not this screen particularly, but I mean, you know, in places where information is manipulated, information is given using AI and all, I don't know, all the things. my main point is you're going to grow quicker and you're going to experience that evolution faster when you go within. If you're constantly looking outside of yourself for answers and everything, it's not going to happen. You're going to get very lost in the chaos that is in these very uncertain times that we're living in. And there's going to be more of that. So it's very important that you stay centered, you stay in your truth, and you work on your own intuition, your own inner knowing, and really strengthen that space of meditation as well, really strengthen the ability to remain super focused and zen-like, if you like, in life and what is going on around us.